good morning, you beautiful, sexy playmakers this morning. Happy January 3rd, 9:23 Central. Your boy's lagging a little bit today. That definitely should not be the case. Had some technical issues. I've been lagging on making recordings. Had a shaving issue. I mean, which excuse do you want? I've got them. I am loaded with excuses today, and none of them matter. So I'm not going to spend time on them. I can tell you what's been going on in my life. In my business. Shout out for those of you got a hot cup of Joe in front of you. I could tell you all that stuff, but screw that. This year, right now, I am really in this minimalization phase, and I wanted to talk to you about that. By the way, for those of you who have never, ever watched before, my name is Patrick Almond. I run a digital marketing agency called Stop Doing Nothing Media here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Been doing that for 20 or 30 years. I forget how long. And I'm also a big high level fan, certified high level admin. And I love talking marketing and I love talking tech and I love talking airplanes and lifting weights and hiking long distances and all kinds of things. But today we're going to talk about simplification of our lives. Okay. If you haven't done so, please make sure you drop a note in the comments as to your name, Carrie, I've got you, or other people who are watching and which platform you're watching on. We are on right now. We are live on Twitch and LinkedIn and Facebook, 3 or 4 different places, and of course, YouTube. So if you haven't done so, please make sure you subscribe on YouTube. I want to say that about 20 or 30 times, but the cool thing is with all this tech is your name will pop up on my screen right here when you subscribe on YouTube. It's pretty cool. Okay, simplification. Simplification. I am kind of curious what your theme is for 2025. You know what? I know what's going to happen. I've already done it a couple times in my life. I'm going to say 2024, okay? I get like a 1 or 2 week, get out of jail free card for saying 2024 versus 2025. And you're going to do it too. And for those of you that still write checks, you're going to write 2024 in the back of your checks. We get like that 1 or 2 week, free go period or get out of jail free card for that kind of stuff. But what is your theme for 2025? I want to know what you are doing differently. If you've seen me talk online at all, you'll know that right now I am really in this simplification mode. And I thought my business life and my personal life were pretty simple already, allowing me to go, wider into certain topics versus deeper into certain topics. But I've been realizing, probably in the last, 30 days or so that I could be simpler. I could be simpler. I could offer less and less and less and get more and more focused and probably charge more and more for it in my business, in particular what I'm referring to, but say in my personal life. There are things that I'm doing. And you know what? I don't think that this simplification thing is a 2025. I mean, I've always been in this like minimalization, simplification mode for a while. I'm not going to say always. I've been there for a while. And you'll if you were visit my house, you'd see that. You'd see that I'm the kind of person who I don't like junk piling up around. I've been getting very minimalistic when it comes to even stuff like clothing, like here's a very simple example, no pun intended, is I got new shirts for Christmas. I asked for you guys and for me, I asked for some wild colored shirts. I was like, I need loud clothing, okay? For those of you that saw me in October, you saw that I bought a new set of wild shorts. Well, I asked and I received some very cool wild colored shirts. But in my head now, I'm thinking, I got 4 shirts for Christmas. I am going to get rid of 4 shirts. I'm at this point in my life where I don't want to expand what I own or what I do. I want to contract it. I want to minimalize it. So I haven't worn the shirts yet because I need to go through and take off 4 shirts and either give them to charity or give them to someone else, do something with them. So my net number of shirts is the same number of shirts. And I know that sounds like a ridiculous thing to minimalize. I mean, Patrick, they're just shirts. No, my friends. As human beings, we acquire stuff. We pile up stuff. George Carlin did a hilarious comedy routine on how we have our stuff. And, when we have our stuff in our house and we go on our vacation and we take some of our stuff. And then from the hotel, we're going to go out on ventures and we take more of our stuff. And we've just always got this stuff. And I don't want stuff. I don't want more stuff. I want experiences. I want to travel. I want to be outdoors. I want fresh air. I want to breathe that in my lungs. And to do more of that, and I've probably been talking about this for years, to do more of that, I need to do less of the time consuming things or the things that don't get my juices flowing or light me up in the morning. Stop and think what kind of how you would feel first thing in the morning if you got to get out of bed and the first thing you did after going to the bathroom and getting your cup of coffee and stretching and cracking your back, the first thing you did was you got to do that cool thing that really gets your juices flowing. Well, for all of us, it's a different thing. But for me, for example, like when I know I have either like any kind of competitive fitness event, when I know I have a long hike, when I know I'm going to get to socialize with friends, and also when I get to fly, okay, or when I get to travel. When any of those four or five things are in my life, I bounce out of bed. I mean, I'll get out of bed early without an alarm. I'm just those jazzed about those things. Things, hey, Fur, man, what's going on, brother? Oh, honored to have you on. I wasn't even looking at the comments. I appreciate that. No, I appreciate the compliment on the camera setup, brother. Man, appreciate that. Oh, very cool. Let's pop that on the screen there and see. This is how good a techie person I am. I can just click a button and let's minimize that. Get that comment on there. Thank you, brother. I really do appreciate that. Um, but the challenge with wanting to get out of the bed in the morning and do that really cool thing is we've got the other stuff to do. And some of the other stuff is just, it's stuff we have to do as human beings. But some of it is because um, we have made our lives complicated, okay? We've either made our lives complicated or we've allowed other people to, hey, Jeff Lopez, brother, I appreciate you. Uh, we've allowed other people to make our lives complex, or we've gotten distracted by shiny objects. I am as guilty of this as anybody, and I'm getting a little bit better at it. Oh, by the way, something else that would jazz me in the morning, no pun intended, is if I could get up and practice my bass for an hour or my keyboard for an hour. I mean, I just love music that much that doing either one of those things for an hour or two every single day would be amazing. So we've all got a small number of things that really juice us and really get our juices flowing and just, get our skin buzzing. And we all want to do more of those things. But to do more of those things, we have to simplify the other things. We have to simplify things like financial management, investing, budgeting, getting clients for our business, our interpersonal relationships. So I'm just uh, Damian Brooks, brother man, my brother man. Oh my goodness, you guys are giving me some New Year's love. I appreciate this. First of all, let's get Jeff all up on here. Jeff Lopez, man, let me know where you're watching from. I do appreciate the plus plus there, and I'm glad I bring value to you. And Damian Brooks, my man, appreciate you. Let me know where you're watching from, guys. Let me know where you're watching from. I am in Oklahoma City. I am in Oklahoma City. Carrie, remind me where you are. I don't remember where you are. I know I think it's in the Midwest someplace, right? Why do I think? I'm not even going to guess. I look like a fool. So, since I know a lot of you know me from the business world, since the Ventura, California, Damien, bro, Southern California. Are you kidding me? North Hollywood, man, graduated out of North Hollywood in '86. Southern California is my jam, and I'm talking like from San Fran down to San Diego. That whole area, man. When I was a kid, I grew up on Venice Beach and in Santa Monica for a while. Um, Oh, Jeff's down in the fancy city, Austin. Very cool. Yeah, Kansas is right above us, so I appreciate that, Jeff. Man, let me know if you ever need to stop in the area and get some coffee, Jeff. I'll hang out. But yeah, thanks, you guys. I really do appreciate this. So let's talk a little bit about simplification in business. First of all, I'm not going to sit here. Um, Stationed San Diego for a while. I was in the Marines. Cool. Yeah, I joined Damien. I joined the Air Force in North Hollywood, and they shipped me out to Omaha, Nebraska, and there 4 years, and found a great wife, and moved down here to Oklahoma City. So just over Kansas, which is what Jeff was talking about right there. So how can we do? Let's talk a little bit about simplification for business. Okay, I very much was at some point. Hold on for a second, guys. I got to check something here. Okay, good. Nothing. Okay, cool. Nothing's going on there. Just making sure nothing's on fire there. Whenever my wife, whenever your wife texts you, or your spouse texts you, or your significant other texts you, or that client that's paying you $10,000 a month texts you, you kind of pay attention to that kind of stuff, okay? and so I was just making sure the world wasn't on fire. So simplification in business. Let's talk about that. Okay. First of all, you obviously want to simplify how you generate business. Okay, we're going to go through this from a life cycle standpoint. Okay, we're going to talk about just very briefly. And my goal today is be live 30, 40 minutes max. Okay, I'm out of the groove. I'm getting back in the groove. Um, let's talk, the life cycle of business in different areas where you can simplify. Okay, up front, we get a lot of people that just have dead online businesses. And by dead online businesses, I mean people that don't know or aren't quite sure how to get attention on their businesses. And that's the hardest, to me, that's one of the hardest parts of business is just making sure that people even know you exist. And sometimes you'll and sometimes you'll what's the thing I'm thinking, well, sometimes you'll accidentally fall into a solution on this, but not often. And the reason is because I and other people who are watching, and plenty of people in the world, have chosen to base our businesses on the digital realm versus the in-person realm. And trust me, I'm going someplace with this. If I was the kind of guy that was a door knocker, if I was a religious door knocker, then I got up and I went to downtown Oklahoma City, the area I know very well, and I started knocking on businesses. It wouldn't be that hard to get into a door or to get someone's attention or to get someone to talk to me, to give me a hey, I'm interested, or a no, I'm not interested, get your ass out of the building. Okay, it wouldn't be hard for me to walk around downtown Oklahoma City for 2 or 3 hours and get all kinds of no's. Okay, there would be some effort involved. I would have to shower and shave, which for those of you who have smell-o-vision, I promised I showered and shaved today. But I would have to shower and shave and go downtown and park in the 31-degree weather and walk around and do all that. And there are days like today where I would not be walking around, or I'd be walking around very bundled up. And so, I walk into a business with my 5 coats on, my 2 hats, and my 15 earmuffs. And I say, hey, I want to talk to someone about optimizing your website or getting you more leads or using AI in your business. And they would say, thank you, we don't want that. Go. Okay. And it's no big deal because I know there's other businesses. I know how to walk around and get attention. Okay. In the digital world, you'd think it would be easier. Okay. And people like me who work in the digital marketing world have probably made it at some point in time seem easier. Okay. I've made it at some point in time. I'm sure I've given speeches in the past 10, 15 years on a stage that talked about how you have to go online because it's so, so easy. What I should have been doing is I should have been talking to people about how it is easy to set up and get started, but actually getting the attention is hard. And so, in the realm or in the vein of simplification, I want you coming up to find ways to simplify and focus your efforts online to get people into your world. Okay. So for everyone watching, if you have any kind of digital business, the hardest thing one of the hardest things, unless you're very experienced, but if you're kind of beginning in the middle phase of running an online business, um, the hardest thing is just attention. The hardest thing is just attention. It is so easy in the digital world, which is why a lot of us use that, to set up and start ventures or to have ideas or to get things off and running. But getting momentum and getting momentum and getting traction and getting a regular flow, a predictable flow of things can be a huge challenge. And one of the reasons it is, getting again back to simplification, is because there's so many ways to do it online. There's video ways, there's podcast ways, there's SEO. I mean, there's just so many ways, and there's millions, if not billions, of people doing it. And a lot of people are doing it very cheap and very poorly, which means that people that want to put out quality stuff and bring in people into their world of quality and improvement, we are having a hard time fighting all the noise. Okay, I cannot complete with if I'm working on SEO for a client or SEO for myself. I can't compete with 10 brilliant gentlemen in a third world country who can work for less than I do and get a lot done faster than I can do. Okay, they can put up a website probably in an hour or two. They can SEO optimize it. They can do that, and that's what it's happening in our world of digital. Okay, it's just so easy, but it makes it. I mean, not but it, and as a result, it makes it really hard. So, in that vein, for 2025, um, Keith, my man, Steven, hey man, good seeing my regulars on here. Keith and Steven from the UK. What time is it in the UK? It should be, what, the 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, if not a little bit later, Steven? So, in that vein of getting attention, I am going to encourage you this year to just simplify, okay? And I know how a lot of us work. We've got our private communities. We've got a Facebook group. We've got social media, 3:38 p.m. Okay, cool. You're 6 hours ahead of me. Cool. So you're winding your day down. No, you're not winding your day down. You're just getting started. We've got Facebook groups. We've got social media, well, which is mainly Facebook groups. We've got SEO. We've got paid traffic. Good idea. We've got, obviously, YouTube, if you're watching here. We've got Twitch. We've got so many ways to generate traffic. And oftentimes we just kind of get distracted trying to keep content going or keep things flowing in all those ways. So this year I'm going to encourage you to just focus on just a couple of small traffic sources, okay? You don't have to be good at everything. And I'll give you a glad example. The latter half of last year, probably really last quarter, I started going, a lot deeper on video content, which has helped me in many, many ways. A lot deeper on video content. That which I repeated that the video is not having a problem there. And that has had some good results for me. And as a result of that, I've sprinkled, for those of you who've heard me just talk about this, I've sprinkled some gasoline on that fire with paid advertising, okay? And both have been very good for me, okay? And the paid advertising is cheap. And that's something else I don't think we realize is that while it may seem free to get attention all over the internet because we technically don't take a dollar out of our pocket, it's costing us in time. And so one of the reasons I like video and one of the reasons I like paid advertising is it's me buying time, okay? It is me buying time. I'll give you a very simple example of this. I the end of the month, end of December, a paid campaign I had going had a scheduled stop, okay? I will purposely put end dates on my paid advertising campaigns so it forces me to look at performance and possibly replicate and restart and improve performance, okay? I've made the mistake before of just letting a paid campaign run and run and run and just not paying attention to it. No, I always put stop dates on mine. It may be a month out, it may be 2 months out, but it forces me to go back and tweak and pay attention versus letting it run on autopilot, okay? It's just the way I do it. So I had a paid campaign set for 12:30 to end on the end of the month. It stopped. I went in and looked at it, and the amount of money I had paid, where was I going with this? Oh, I was talking about the fact that the paid traffic has expanded my reach. And I know where I was going. So I looked at, I ended the paid traffic campaign for myself. I started a new one. And at the end, it was either at the end of the day I checked, and this was, where are we? We are Friday. This would have been Thursday or Wednesday. Forgive me, I'm just trying to get my timeline down here. I think it was on Wednesday or on Thursday. It might have been Thursday, yesterday morning, where I stopped. Where the other one, I noticed the other one stopped. I went and analyzed it, and I restarted a new one. And within 4 or 5 hours, I don't know the exact time frame there, I was able to see results, and I was able to see cheap results. And this is a very micro example of this, okay? But I was able to get a video view. It had a couple of video views on some of the videos in the campaign, and a conversion, which on these for me is a YouTube subscriber. And the cost on that was the CPV for that was $0.001. Okay, which means in this brand new campaign, the same day I launched a paid advertising campaign, I was already getting video views as a result, which is very, very TOF, very, very top of funnel. And that video view cost me $0.001. And for those of you that like to do the math in your head because you were really good with fractions when you grew up, that is what 1/10 of 1 penny. That's how much it cost me, okay? And this is why I'm just such a huge fan of paid advertising is my time, my time when I quantify it has value. Okay, I charge $1,500 for a 2-hour consult, which you can divide that up. That's $750 per hour, and you divide that down. You divide that down. You divide that down. Okay, so how long does it take Patrick to talk to one person? Or how long does it take Patrick to do a presentation to one person? Okay. There is a time investment involved. You know what? It will never be as cheap as $0.001 for someone to view a minute or 5 minutes of Patrick speaking. Okay. It will never be that cheap. I will never sell my time for that amount of money. Okay. But I can fire up a paid advertising campaign, get people to view videos, content, educational, inspirational content for, goodness gracious, a fraction of a penny. Okay. That has caused me to realize, and I realized this months ago, a little bit years ago, but definitely months ago, that I need to always have a budget for paid marketing. Okay. And that's something that I'm going to talk about several simplification things over the years. And I think I'm going to end on this. And then for successive shows, I'm going to talk about further in the process, top of, we're talking TTOF, tippy top of funnel. And then you have TOF, and then you have MOF, and then you have BOF, and then you have post sale stuff. Okay. I'm probably going to slowly work my way through different shows talking about how to simplify those things. Okay. But right now, my main goal is going to be very, very top of funnel for you. If you really want to simplify your life, if you want to have to stop scrambling to post all over social media every single day, which I'm still okay with you doing, but I really want you to find one or two traffic sources that work very well for you, okay, and focus on those. Go deep into those, okay, because you will get really good at those, and done right. Not only will you get a primary benefit of cold traffic, but in our world of retargeting, what's the other word? Remarketing, depending on which platform you're on, what they used to call it. You can then get that person back as a warm viewer, okay? Because the reason retargeting it's again a whole other show is so important is because you can get somebody back for a second, third, fourth time for that same amount, and every single time they're obviously warming up to you. And of course, I'm super simplifying paid marketing. But my message for you on this day, Friday, January 3rd at 9:45 a.m. Central, is to find some very simple traffic sources and be careful about getting caught in the trap of seeing other people online, other gurus, of which I have been called, other gurus, and I have been called a guru. That's what I'm trying to say there. We know that there's gurus out there that will say that their traffic source is the best. You'll have SEO gurus saying SEO is the best. You'll have the organic Facebook group people that says Facebook group is the greatest thing in the world I've ever started. It made me $10 million in 15 minutes, okay? You will have the people on School, SKOOL, who will say that starting a school group is the only way. And I kiss the ass of Alex Hormozy, and there's nothing in the world as good as a school group. Okay, fine, be that, be that. You'll have some people that'll say that about Collab. Go Collab in high level. Okay, that's one of the newer players on the scene, but they'll say that my Go Collab group is the greatest thing ever, and I've made all this money off of it. Okay, every single traffic source on the internet can be monetized and can be profitable if you go deep into it. Okay. Mine is and has been for a while video content, audio content, and paid advertising. I'll still do organic, but these are things I'm going to be going deeper and deeper on. I've already been on this journey in the past 3 or 4 months. Again, for those of you that have watched me do entire shows on this, paid traffic and video has just been, I can't believe I've tried other things besides that when those have worked so well. And share in the comments if you have found something for your either, in the business world that has worked very well for you when you've gone very, very deep on it. Okay. And I'm just realizing I'm in my head while I'm talking to you, I'm already kind of planning out the agenda for like the next 5 shows, because we can do this. We can basically simplify how we get clients. And Carrie, if you're still watching, you and I have been talking about this, about how, go wider into a certain area, don't go deeper. Okay. And it's just, I've been, I am just amazed. I guess I'm a little bit amazed when I stop and think about it, how much better I could be and how much better I could see people be and how the better results we could get. So you're going to be seeing me doing that this year. I'm going to be begging you to do the same thing in your life this year. And if you want some ideas on how to simplify, or if you want, if you have a couple of choices to simplify, and you don't know if you're going to use choice A, B, or C, feel free. My sister, preach, Costa Rica, 5 o'clock coffee. Um, um, but yeah, if you have questions about how to do this, or you're stuck in a rut, you can DM me on social media. The number is on the bottom of the of floating in the lower third there. That's my number. You can text me 24 hours a day, and I'll get back to you in the morning. But if you don't feel like talking about this publicly, or you just want some free tips on how to do it, man. But what if my Go Collab group hasn't generated income? Keith, well, we gotta work. We gotta work on that, man. We gotta work on that because you are helping me out a lot. And by the way, Keith, if it's not generating income for you, then put that in that box of this is good community help, but it's not amazing or great for lead generation. Okay, there are times, and I'm gonna finish off with this. There are times when traffic sources are decent. Oh, I got a really good story for you. One really good story for you before I close, because I won't remember it next time. There are traffic sources which we need to feed, okay, and there are traffic sources which we need to feed a lot. So a Go Collab group or a school group, in my opinion, I will feed mine. Hey Sabrina, sister, where are you watching from? Appreciate you tuning in on Facebook. Um, so there are other beasts like a zoo. Okay, let's say that the internet is the zoo. We have all these different animals that we have to feed. Okay, we can feed the raccoons and the squirrels and the birds, but man, we've really got to feed the lions. Why? Because people love the lions. People always go see the lions and the big cats. We can feed the chickadees and the penguins, but man, we better feed the elephants because people love the elephants. Okay, so there are some major ones. That's what I'm talking about. I was focusing on the big major ones versus focusing on the small minor ones. I can walk by the penguin cage at the zoo and feed the penguins and keep them happy. They're very simple creatures, but man, if you don't feed the lions correctly or the elephants correctly, those beasts will have something to say about it. Okay, last thing I'll drop off. And by the way, if you haven't done so, please make sure you subscribe on YouTube. I could use some social currency there. Obviously, I'm a big YouTube growth guy, so I'm working there. The last thing I want to tell you about is just kind of a funny anecdote that just reminded me of a life lesson. Is anybody here, and put this in the comments, is anybody here like a domain person? Do you have a lot of domains? Like if you have more than 10 domains, I want you to put in the comments. 20 domains? Okay. 30, 50? All of us know somebody who is a domain hoarder, okay? There are people. Most I've ever personally owned, I think, is 200, and that's because I got those with a business. It may have been 100 when I bought the business. All the domains were an asset. 50 plus. Sabrina, Michigan, sister, Sabrina. Thank you. Hope you're having a good day. You know what? Just because Sabrina has cool, fancy hair, and because she used an emoji in her comment, Sabrina deserves some love right there. 50 plus, Steven, my brother. Okay, you're up there, man. I maybe own 20. Uh, so I like that. Oh, that's perfect, dude. I love that. I'm a domain hoarder. Oh, we're gonna have to use that later. So, anyways, I'm not a domain hoarder. If I have a good idea, I'll spend the $9-10 on a domain, and I may let it expire in a year, or I may eventually come up with something for it. So you domain hoarders will like this. So I bought a domain a while back. I had something in my head. It's in my notes. I can't remember what it was, but I thought, huh. And whenever you have that, huh, does anyone go from huh to buying a domain like in 5 minutes? I do that oftentimes. Huh. I wonder. Ooh, domain's available. Buy it. Okay. Ooh, shiny object. Squirrel. Go off and do something else. Right. We've all done that. Okay. So I bought a domain from zero to, I think it was called from zero to money.com is the domain I bought. And I added it to I bought it in Cloudflare. I added it to my Cloudflare account. I set up, I Box idea. We should talk. I had a domain business. Aladdin, man, thank you. Hopefully I said that. Aladdin, brother, it's good to see you. I had a domain business and a box idea. Yeah, it's cool, man. Steven, hit me up, man. Hit me up. Let's get this guy on the screen. So, so I bought from zero to money.com because I had an idea and I forgot about it. Put it in my Cloudflare account, was going to connect it to my high level account, but there was some DNS propagation. So again, I had to move on to more important stuff. So I totally forgot about it. It was set up, but there was no landing page behind it. Okay. It wasn't set up to actually generate any leads or traffic. So I yesterday morning, I go into my Cloudflare account because I not only do I have my accounts, I have a lot of clients' Cloudflare accounts in there where we manage the DNS just to make their lives easier, because all about making clients' lives easier. And so in Cloudflare, for my techies out there, if you know in Cloudflare where you can see like a list of like your domains or a list of your websites, as a quick summary, it gives you like the traffic for each one. I'm actually going to sign in. Hopefully I won't do the 2FA if I don't have to, but I'm actually going to bring this up right now. I'm not going to bring it up for you. I'm going to actually bring up the numbers so you can see the kind of numbers I was talking about here. So yesterday morning, I log into my Cloudflare account like I'm doing right now. So you can't see it, but I'm in my Cloudflare account, and excuse me, and I'm looking at on your Cloudflare dashboard. Oh man, I've got way too many overlays going on, don't I? Here. Um, so, so on your Cloudflare dashboard, you have stats. And my number one out of every personal and professional website I have, stopdoingnothing.com, which is where I turn people into playmakers. Number one has the top traffic. It always has, because that has a lot of content on it. And then I go down and I see, oh, okay, my other domain, allaboutfocus.com. Okay, decent amount of traffic. Wait, there's a domain here from zero to money. Who bought? Oh, that's my domain. I bought that. Out of all of my websites over the past, this is what, 30 days of traffic? That one has the second most amount of traffic out of every single domain in this list over here. And I'm trying to figure out what. I even went there myself. It was a 404 page because I had done the DNS work, but I hadn't done the high level work. So I had a domain that got 4.39K. And let me see, I don't know what the time frame is on this. What's the time frame on this? Oh, 30 days. Visits from unique IP addresses. So I've had 4,400 people in the past 30 days visit a domain which had nothing on it but like I said, whatever Cloudflare puts up is like a splash page. It may have been like a 404 page. That was the second most number of visitors out of all of my domains. I had no idea. So I really quickly whipped up a quick funnel for that just to get some lead gen going on that. But my whole point being is that, man, sometimes you just don't know where traffic or business is going to come from. This is if this is good traffic, this is going to become another traffic source for me. I'm going to SEO optimize that. I'm going to, put up a landing page on it with some kind of program, which, is kind of in that theme from zero to money. And normally it's not something I would get distracted by, but I can't deny the fact that people must be searching for that. So I have to dig in deeper into that, why that domain's getting so much traffic, to figure out, is it search traffic? Is it based off of somebody else's business and I'm getting, secondhand traffic just dovetailing off of somebody else? I have no idea why. But sometimes you just don't know what traffic is going to work. Okay? I had no idea. I wasn't even trying to get traffic. Yet I have a new traffic source, which looks to me to be about 5,000 new people a month, which is not bad at all in the world of internet marketing, because I've got a list of websites up here, and the ones that aren't doing paid traffic aren't doing much at all. So just beware. Sometimes you don't know where your next great traffic source is going to come from. Next show, which will probably be Monday morning, not counting the Sunday morning high-level techie show, where we just kind of do open office hours on Sunday morning. I will aim to do the next show Monday, maybe Wednesday. We're gonna aim for Monday. We're gonna get back in the habit there, and then we can talk about a little bit more about top of funnel simplification and middle of funnel simplification, as well as just some general good business advice, which I will share with you and you will share with me, so we can learn off of each other. two last asks. Number one, subscribe on YouTube, click the notification button. Of course, I gotta do that. And goodness gracious, I just had something else, some other call to action I was going to do for, man, my brain is just on fire this morning. Not in a burning, gotta go to the doctor clinic kind of way, just with ideas. Oh, anyways, if I figure it out, I'll put it in the comments. But again, thank you, Carrie, for tuning in. Let me see everybody else who watched. Jeff Lopez, if you're still on, appreciate you. Stephen from the UK, I always appreciate it. Keith, you do so much for me. I really do appreciate you as always. DM me as always if you need anything. Aladdin, I believe I got that right. Sabrina, I'm just looking at the comments here. We are talking about Jeff Lopez, Damian Brooks from you moved from what, Las Vegas to San Diego? Oh, you were. I see. You moved to Ventura from Las Vegas, and you were in San Diego when you were in the Marines. Booyah. That's not Marines, is it? Fur Patel, I appreciate you watching. Okay, I'm just making sure I got everything covered because I really do appreciate the attention. Because again, this is social currency. You're not paying me dollars. You're giving me attention in exchange for information, and I want to acknowledge and appreciate every single one of you. I'm gonna hop off. As if you know anything about me, you notice usually when the coffee cup's empty, mm, which it is now, it's time to get into the work side of things. And I'll leave you with the fact that don't ever forget that you can have results or excuses, but you can't have both. My coffee and motivation company cups kick ass. I am not a sponsor. They did not sponsor me. I just like the damn cups and I like a good cup of coffee. I'll see you guys online. DM me as always if you need anything. Subscribe on YouTube. And outside of that, please have an amazing day. You guys all deserve some balloons because we're going to do amazing things in 2025. And you know what? Let's call that a show. Okay? Guys, have a great week. We'll talk to you soon.